It was no longer called the council and accepted by Saint Anatolius, Bishop Maximus of Antioch, and multiple other people. But yeah, that's when
yeah,
it was.
I already know that the tome was definitely known. Okay, I already know that. I also concede, obviously, that by the time that session 4 came along, only Illyricum and Palestine were having problems with it still, right? And Egypt, of course. Yeah. So in this section here, when it's read, right, it says in section 23 of session 2, it says, after the reading of the aforesaid letter to the most devout bishops exclaimed, this is the faith of the fathers, this is the faith of the apostles, we all believe accordingly. We Orthodox believe accordingly. Do you believe that in any way, shape, or form that was the fathers proclaiming its orthodoxy?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and would you say that in any way, shape, or form that was a judgment of its orthodoxy?
It would have been orthodox regardless. Whoever disagreed.
That was the question.
Yeah, it would have been orthodox regardless, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's not my point. Did the fathers at this council believe that they were judging?
Wait, hold on, I'm going to interject real quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm going to interject real quick. I just want to make an announcement to the chat. I'm not accepting requests. Stop requesting. It's only Jay and Bryce J. Okay, stop fucking requesting, please. All right, that's it.
Yeah, okay, what did you say?
So the point that I'm trying to make is that did the fathers in this council in any way, shape, or form believe that they were judging this document?
No.
So they didn't even, so none of the dioceses thought this?
No.
Okay, so Palestine and Illyricum also didn't think they were doing it?
Well, they thought it was Nestorian.
They objected to the letter at first, right?
Yes.
Did they have the ability in any way, shape, or form at the council to object to it?
Sure.
They had the ability within their right to object to a document that was infallibly known by the church.
Well, we know what would have happened to them if they rejected it. They would have got deposed.
Okay, that's not my point. So what they're doing here, I'm showing you the phronema. I'm not showing you whether or not the document itself was like that. I'm saying that this is showing the phronema of the way that the church's mindset was set. Because specifically with session 2, and then they even debated about it, and Richard Price even makes a statement in the footnote, or not the footnote, in the introduction piece to session 4, he even says himself that there is an extreme lack of minutes that are recorded about the actual debate on the tome, but he does concede that there are different fathers that talk about how there was a lot of debate on the tome, not just with Illyricum and Palestine's objection, specifically in section 26 of session 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if there was a bunch of debate regarding this tome in the first place, would you say that the church's mindset was that they believed that this was an infallible document, spoken ex cathedra from the Pope of Rome?
And I'm not arguing it was ex cathedra. Something can be authoritative, but not ex cathedra.
So the tome is not ex cathedra.
Not once did I argue that.
Okay, thank you. I honestly, debate doesn't even need to happen now.
What do you mean the debate doesn't need to happen?
You just get, dude, first off, you can't even hold that position. Like, you literally just conceded a non-Catholic position.
A document doesn't need to be infallible for ex cathedra for it to be authoritative. Like, what are you talking about?
You just literally admitted the Tome of Leo is not ex cathedra, right? I just want to make sure you say that again.
I didn't argue to that.
So it's not ex cathedra.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so then how is it infallible prior to the council?
I said it's authoritative.
Okay, how was it infallible prior to the council?
It was authoritative.
Okay, look at this. You see this? Was it infallible prior to the council? Yes or no, Jason?
Oh my god. Okay. It was authoritative. I don't...
Yeah, okay, please, I'm begging you, answer my question directly.
Bro, Bryce, he already answered your question,
Was the tome... No, infallible does not equal authoritative. Was it infallible prior to the council, yes or no?
Was it infallible? What do you mean by
prior to the council, yes. Yeah, was the document itself infallible prior to the council, yes or no?
It was authoritative. I don't think.
Dude, why are you not capable of answering this?
Dude, I don't think it was ex cathedra. I don't think it was ex cathedra.
Okay, so it was. So the document was not infallible before Chalcedon, then, yes?
What do you mean it wasn't infallible?
Was it infallible prior to Chalcedon?
It was. Oh my goodness! It was orthodox. It was correct. I don't think it was infallible.
I believe it's infallible.
Okay. Soma, I don't care. I'm talking to Jason right now. I literally don't care what you have to say.
He already answered it.
Anyway.
Yo, Soma, hold on one second.
Soma,
it's just between
between
Jay and
I'm
Bryce
this,
J.
bro.
I just told.
I specifically wanted to have a
quiet him
conversation.
down.
No, my thing's on Wi-Fi, so I'm sorry. So what you just said was behind what I said. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't argue for it being ex cathedra. And arguing.
Okay.
And arguing. Wait. And
so
arguing,
when was it considered infallible?
When was it considered infallible?
Yes. When was it considered infallible?
And then it was considered dogma infallible.
When was it considered infallible?
Yeah, at Chalcedon.
Okay, and that was judged by who?
Well, it wasn't judged by anyone. It was made dogma because everyone.
So it magically became infallible.
What do you mean? It became infallible.
No. It wasn't infallible when Leo wrote it, right? But then it also wasn't infallible by a judgment of anyone at the council either. It just magically became infallible.
No, it became infallible when the council ratified it.
Okay, so who is the one who ratified the document to make it infallible, Jay?
The council, sure.
So everyone?
Sure.
So the orthodoxy was only guaranteed in the fact that the council actually verified it.
No, the dogma. No. What's it called? The infallibility was, but the document was already. Yeah, the document was already authoritative within itself, which is why I'm arguing that if Bishop Maximus didn't accept it before the council of Chalcedon, he would have got deposed. And
yeah, but if it wasn't an infallible document, then how could they have judged it in that method?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so if the document wasn't considered infallible prior to the council, how are they capable of deposing somebody objectively across the universal church off of that?
Because that's what Session 10 says.
No, that's not what Session 10 says, and we've already talked about it multiple times. We're staying on topic to this, Jay, because you're not getting away from this, dude. Who is the group that actually determined the infallibility of this document?
This was never my argument. My argument was Bishop Maximus.
Who is the one who actually determined the infallibility of this document, Jay?
Hey, 1 second. Hey, Chris, the original topic was about Maximus's election, and he wants to run away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Because the Maximus situation.
Bryce. So, Jay is right. Jay started off the conversation and talking about Maximus, and then we got to the canonical status of Pope Leo's tome, whether it's ex cathedra, whether it's some other type of the magisterium, etc.
And our original conversation was going nowhere. Because I was simply telling him that his argument was not following. Saying that it doesn't actually prove his position.
No, it does prove that position. And I'm going to tell you why. It proves that position because you admitted to me that the only reason Bishop Maximus was received into communion or was allowed to remain bishop was because he submitted to the tone. And if he didn't submit to the tone, he would have been a part of the annulment of the decrees of Ephesus, and Dominus of Antioch would have got reinstated. So that means Leo is saying who should be bishop and who shouldn't. So that's supreme jurisdiction.
Alrighty, so now let me go ahead and put it like this regarding the fallibility or the infallibility of the tome itself, which is the thing that they were judging them off of. I'm going to show you this. I'm not running. I'm actually pairing it with your argument. I'm pairing it with your argument, Jay. Okay. It's because you know you're in a hole now, by the way. So let me talk.
I'm not in a hole.
Well, then you shouldn't have a problem with what I'm about to say then if you're not in a hole. So here we go.
Go ahead.
So you said that people would have been were people capable of possibly being excommunicated from the church if they didn't accept the tome prior to the council?
They were going to be deposed.
Okay, deposition, is that excommunication? That was my question.
No, they were going to be deposed on top of an excommunication.
So then in that case, right, a deposition If somebody could lose their bishopric status because of the fact that somebody didn't submit to something that was not infallible prior to that.
What?
So do you admit that the deposition that you're saying supposedly was possible with anybody who rejected the tome prior to the council, that the universal church would depose somebody being against a non-infallible document? Yes or no?
No, the universal church. It would have been Saint Leo himself.
Oh, okay. So Saint Leo, right? He was deposing people against a document that he didn't even find infallible.
Dude, why are you hinging on the infallibility of the tone? I'm not arguing to that.
No, because your argument hinges on you affirming the infallibility of the tome prior to the council.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay, fine. Then let me.
No,
Soma,
it doesn't. Oh
stop
my
talking.
God.
Don't care. Yo, can you just drop him, Chris? Like for real? Like he's just yapping. Not Jason.
Bro,
Jason's fine.
he's not.
He's trying
who's
so
yapping?
hard, bro. He's sweating. Soma is literally sweating to talk, bro.
Wait,
Just drop him.
Sona, you can come back. Sona, you can come back. Okay, just drop in, Chris. Just drop it. Hey, Sona, I'm sorry, man. But yeah,
So again, you're saying that he had the authorization, that Pope Leo had the ability to depose somebody off of rejecting a non-infallible document. Are you conceding that?
Yes, that's what Section 10 says.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
So Pope Leo
Bryce,
could just
though,
depose somebody without an infallible criteria.
Wait, so Bryce, you need to understand though, like within Catholic magisteriology, there are quotes from, say, Pope Leo XIII, Martin V, etc., that do hinge on the fact that you can't go against authentic magisterium, ordinary or extraordinary. So, and authentic isn't necessarily infallible. So
Okay, so what bin is the Tome of Leo in?
What do you
I'm
need?
not sure.
The tone of Leo in.
Yeah, like in the category like universal, extraordinary, ordinary. What bin is it in?
I think. Wait, ex cathedra statements are extraordinary, right, Chris?
By the way, Divine, it's fine when Chris speaks. Chris is respectful, so I'm fine with it.
Ex cathedra's are definitive, so they would be extraordinary.
One second. Whether it's extraordinary, ordinary, or whatever, it doesn't affect the argument at all. The argument is that Saint Leo would have deposed him if he accepted that document. Simple as that.
Okay.
And that's what System 10 says.
Yeah. So then, with that being said, there's documents that are other than ex cathedra, in your view, that have complete, absolute binding authority without conciliar recognition.
That's what Section 10 says. That's what Section 10
No, it
says.
doesn't. I already told you that it doesn't say that.
Okay, so what does it mean that
We
Leo...
literally read it verbatim. It doesn't actually say what you're saying it
Oh my
says.
goodness, bro. Dude, what does it say? What does it mean by... I just showed you in Session 10 that Leo judged him to be the bishop of Antioch, while he judged Donus...
Just because of the fact that Leo accepted him as the bishop of Antioch and he affirmed him as that person in that position, that does not mean that then therefore the universal church held that view.
What? What are you talking about?
Just because of the fact that a patriarch or a pope, for example, says, I affirm your legitimacy, you have already has to be true in order for that to then mean that the pope is supreme. Because what if, for example, if somebody, there's multiple schisms that I accept the communion of this guy, not this other guy, like the Meletian schism, for example, with Paulinus, right, and Meletius, where people accepted the communion of a certain person instead of another, and then they said, you are in communion with us. That's what the wording that Pope Leo uses here. Right?
No.
Not say the universal church accepts you. It does not say that.
Dude, oh my goodness. Dude, Session 10 literally says that...
I think you're finally getting it. Getting it.
Okay, at Session 10, does it say that Maximus was exempt from the decrees of Ephesus II annulment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, why was he exempt from it?
Because of the fact that the church had agreed by that point that the tome was orthodox.
That's not what it says. It says because
that's literally that's how the minutes of a council work, Jay. I didn't know if you knew that. See, they make decision. They make decisions after other sessions happen.
You're lying now. That's not what the.
I'm not lying. That's how councils work.
He's lying now. He I don't know where he got that definition from. But he's lying now. Look.
Really? So they don't make decisions about
One second.
before. For example, somebody reads like for example the 12 chapters at Ephesus, right? After they determine the orthodoxy of the 12 chapters, after they determine the orthodoxy of the 12 chapters, did they judge the orthodoxy of certain, whether or not he should be formally anathematized after that? The same thing applies to these others, to these other situations. Like for example, Maximus being accepted formally at that council by the Universal Church because of the fact that historically Pope Leo accepted him, and then they determined that the tome was orthodox at the council.
Then determining that the tome of Leo is dogma has nothing to do with this, I
didn't even make that argument this time. I didn't even make that argument this time.
Look, Chalcedon says it is wrong, or it is manifest that the most holy bishop from them, then being the annulment of Ephesus 2, since the most holy bishop subsequently received him into his own communion. So,
church accepted that prior to Chalcedon.
Well, this is what happened. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, where does it say that occurred before Chalcedon, Jay?
The communion with him before Chalcedon.
Because of the fact that he entered communion with Rome doesn't mean that the Universal Church manifested and instantiated that prior to Chalcedon. Jay.
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't think you understand my.
What are you talking about? Yes. Look, what are you talking about when it says? What the hell is this?
Do we got a whisper debate now, bro?
No. What is this?
Huh?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that just because of the fact that Pope Leo himself, because of the tome, prior to the council, that does not mean that the church actually affirmed that position until session 10 of Chalcedon, Jay. Do you understand my argument now?
Okay, if I go with you, are you telling me that the church accepted this position in session 10?
They accept his in session 2 and 4. They confirm the orthodoxy of the tome. It's very simple.
Oh my god, man! Where
you see how that works?
Where does it mention any of that? What you just said?
Excuse me? That I didn't even actually have to put anything into this. I'm just showing what happened, like verbatim.
Dude, oh my goodness.
You're the one that's adding stories to your interpretation of session 10. I'm just reading what happened in the words. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a Protestant right now. It's perfect.
Okay. When did Bishop Maximus enter into communion with Saint Leo?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look back at his letters. Let me see if I can take a look.
He entered into communion with him in the summer before Chalcedon. So
the summer before Chalcedon, okay.
Yeah, the summer before Chalcedon. So when they're saying that he was exempt from the annulment of Ephesus 2, it's because he entered into communion with him in the summer of Chalcedon.
Yeah, and so he was exempt in that moment, Jay.
What, in the moment when he
was officially exempt as of session 10, Jay.
What? No, he was exempt.
Yes. Same wording is used in session 8 and 9 with Theodoret and Abbas, bro.
What wording is used?
That they tested the orthodoxy of Theodoret and Abbas by comparing them to the tome of Leo. And then obviously Abbas had to go through a little bit more questioning because he had talked crap about Cyril in the past, right?
Okay.
And but so because of the fact that what?
Theodoret thing happened before the council or during the council?
Oh, I'm saying that they all happened during the council. Do you understand?
Wait, so you're telling me
That's my entire
Wait,
argument,
wait,
that Maximus was officially put back in office at Chalcedon to the Universal Church. Do you understand?
No, no.
Yes, he was,
back-
and you can't show otherwise, Jay.
Wait, I can show otherwise because he entered into
No, you
communion.
can't. You can show where. Yeah, I don't
Oh
care if he
my
entered communion
God,
with Rome. I
this
don't
guy is
care.
Dude, when did he enter into communion with Leo? Before Chalcedon, right?
Yeah, the summer before Chalcedon, like you said, right?
So what the fuck are you saying when you say he entered
Just
into
because he
communion
entered
with Chalcedon?
communion with Rome, that does not mean that the Universal Church accepted his communion.
Accepted
Do you
whose
understand?
communion? Accepted
Maximus's.
whose communion? What does that have to do
Maximus's.
with anything? What does that have to
It
do
shows
with
the
anything?
front. So do you concede that happened?
Wait, what happened?
That not the entire church agreed to Leo accepting Maximus into communion?
The entire church?
Yeah, do you concede that there obviously was people that didn't actually address that until
One second,
Chalcedon?
look. 1 second, look.
And trust me, even Anatolius, I concede he agreed with Leo. Sure.
Oh, you knew that
Yeah,
well.
I don't have an issue with it. I know exactly where you're going, Jay. I've read it. I get it.
Wait, okay, so you do concede that people accepted him before the Council of Chalcedon?
Yeah, absolutely. People thought that Rome was
then
correct.
what-
I don't care. I don't care about that.
Okay, what are
Does
you
anybody
asking?
know this guy? Does anybody know
Mike.
this guy named None for Christ who's requesting? Does anybody know him?
No.
I have no idea who that is now.
Yeah, but
None like Christ.
Yeah, my point is showing the phronema of the church.
Oh my
I'm
God.
showing the mindset of the church due to the fact that Rome accepted communion of Antioch because they accepted the tome. That does not necessitate that then the church was like, oh, we have to submit to Rome because they accepted Antioch. No, they didn't even believe that. They didn't even concede Maximus's validity until the church actually declared it at Chalcedon, Jay.
Okay, and what did they declare? That he's only a
that
bishop.
he was valid because the tome was orthodox in session 2 and 4.
No. That's not what it says. It says that he was valid because Leo made him exempt.
Yeah, and Leo wrote what?
Okay,
That was then
wait, 1 second. When did Leo
they
make
were
him
judging him off of Leo.
Wait, 1 second. When did Leo made him exempt?
What? Well, he said that he made him exempt prior to that.
Okay, so that proves
Okay.
my point. That
No, it
proves my
doesn't.
point.
Because the church itself did not concede to that until Chalcedon.
Dude, what? You just told me that he made him.
That Leo accepted him and made him exempt. That Leo made the exemption with his own words that was okay. I don't have an issue with saying that. I don't understand what you think
my
your
goodness.
argument you're making right now.
Wait, so Leo determined who should govern the bishop. The bishop.
I don't say that he did it for the Universal Church. I believe that an appeal was made from Antioch to Rome, and then Rome made an appeal to them. Sure, that's just standard Sardica canon, bro. Like, who cares?
Wait, how is Maximus gonna make an appeal to Rome if he was already the bishop to begin with?
Because the standard canons of Sardica dictate that appeal to something that is above the standard honorary decrees.
Wait, but Maximus was already bishop, so what is he making an appeal to?
To somebody who would be above him in the standard hierarchy, which is in Sardica, which I understand.
Yo, like the live chat.
You're confused here. The canons of Sardica would have only been applicable to Dionysius Antioch because he was the participant at Ephesus 2 who was deposed. So you tell me that
Yo,
Divine, that's crazy.
bro. Oh no. We don't use ghetto language.
There goes any visual recordings of this live.
Yeah, 1 second. So yeah, like I was saying, you told me, I was telling you that Maximus wouldn't have invoked the Sardican canons because the Sardican canons, canon 4, 5, and 6, are only applicable to clerics who were deposed, and Maximus wasn't deposed. So what you're saying here doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying that he specifically was deposed. And by the way, no, the Sardica canons only don't occur to what is deposed. It occurs to any form of second opinion. So that's not the case. The Sardica canons have been used multiple times in history for other reasons, not just a deposition. So I'm saying.
Wait, and by the way, it was wrong. It was actually Saint Leo who sent letters to them, saying that they need to agree with the faith, right?
Yeah. So a church sends a letter to another church and says, "You need to agree with me, therefore papal supremacy."
No, not just that. A church sent a letter to the Bishop of Antioch, telling him to accept the faith. And through your own concession, you said that because he accepted the faith, he was made exempt from the annulment of the decrees of Ephesus 2.
Yeah, so I'm saying that first off, the argument that the church actually declared the annulment of his deposition based off, his exemption from the I keep using the wrong words, the exemption of the deposition in Ephesus 2, that officially I'm making the argument that what it says in session 10 is that the church accepted it right then and there at session 10.
Okay, so 1 second. Let me just give my mother.
Bro, DK, dude. Bro, why would
the
you
argument I'm making is I can say all day long
language.
that Leo made those statements towards his see, that person was valid, whatever. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Wait, 1 second. Okay. So you're telling me that the church recognized or accepted the fact that Maximus of Antioch was made exempt from the annulment of the decrees of Ephesus before the council was called on, right?
That's not what I said. I said that they accepted the fact that Leo did the exemption act after the orthodoxy of the tome was declared.
Wait. Okay, so you're telling me that
they're admitting to the council, but after the council verified the authenticity and the veracity of the tome of Leo, then therefore the church then conceded to Leo's action. Do you understand?
Wait, so then conceding to Leo's action, does that change the fact that the action took place?
What does that have to do with what I just said?
Okay, no, I'm going by what you're saying. They accepted it after session 2 and session 4. Now I'm saying
they accepted what Leo wanted to happen in the first place with his see for the entire church after they realized that Leo's document was orthodox.
You're telling me that after they judged the tone of Leo to be orthodox, they accepted the fact that Saint Leo was choosing who should govern the universal church at Antioch, correct?
The reason, because if you determine that the tome of Leo, Jason, don't do it. We're having a good combo. Don't do it, Jason. Let me explain. Don't do it. We're having a good combo.
Let Bryce finish.
Don't do it, bro. Listen, if the tome of Leo was determined as an infallible document at the council, and Leo himself was making judgments off of it prior to that, if the people at the council decide to accept Leo's actions that he took prior to the council because of the fact that the church determined the validity of the document, sure, I concede that. What's the issue with that? That's not papal supremacy.
Okay, so you're saying so you're saying because they accepted the tome of Leo, then
not because they accepted the tome of Leo. Jason.
Okay, yeah, I can go with you. Okay.
Do you concede that they judged that?
Wait, 1 second. I'm going with you. Sure, I can say that they judged it. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're telling me because they judged it and they accepted it as orthodox, then they accepted the fact that Leo could choose who should govern the church of Antioch and who shouldn't. Chill. Wait, kick him. Mike.
Please.
No, he can stay. He just has to be muted.
He's playing the German bad song, bro. You're gonna get banned.
Bro, I like German music.
Wait, 1 second. Okay, so you're telling me that because they judged the tone and deemed it orthodox, then in session 10, they accepted the fact that Leo could choose who should govern the church was Antioch, and he could
No,
choose.
that's not what I said, Jay. That's
okay,
not
then
what
are
I
you
said.
saying? What are you saying?
What I actually said was that they accepted Leo's opinion on what he did to his see, with his see accepting communion, which, by the way, was not a literal reinstatement. He didn't literally go to Antioch in some way, shape, or form and actually put him in his place. What he did was he accepted the bishopric of Maximus.
What are you talking about?
If the fact, no, stop trying to get me into a trap. I know what you're doing. Stop. You're doing it again, Jay. We're having a good conversation and you're trying to trap me into saying something stupid. You know what I'm saying right now. You know I'm not trying to admit to that. Okay? So don't do it.
Okay.
So what I actually said was that if the church determined after the determining by judgment the orthodoxy of the Tome of Leo, then that Leo allowed Antioch into communion with them, and then they also conceded to that communion in any way. Nope, stop. You're going to do it again. Stop. That is not me conceding in any way, shape, or form that Leo has the ability to judge the actual validity of anybody. That means that that he made a decision prior to the council that applied to him and his see of Rome accepting the communion of Antioch because of what they believed to be the case already, because that's the way that the church acted in this time. Like I said, I already gave it.
Okay.
And with that being said, final thing I promise.
Okay.
With that being said, if the fact that the church then determined that the document was verified and orthodox, that they then accepted what Leo did, which was accepting him into communion, meaning that then therefore they also accept the communion of Max.
So you keep on saying, oh yeah, they only accepted him into his communion because you're trying to make it look like it's not an active jurisdiction. But when we go to St. Anatolius,
yeah, I don't see anywhere where it says it's an act of his jurisdiction.
Yo, Bryce, let Jay speak.
Yeah, okay. So when St. Anatolius says that Leo decreed the church was Antioch, what does that mean?
Say that one more time.
When St. Anatolius said that he decreed who should govern the church was Antioch, what does that mean? Is he determining?
Somebody's proclaiming that something should be the case. Sure.
Well, dude.
What's the issue? Like, I don't. Yeah. Do you see how you have to read your position into this to make this work?
So you're telling me he can decree who can govern a church in Antioch?
No. If somebody says that somebody decreed something prior to it actually being, for example, a verified truth, the decree is valid until the orthodoxy is determined at that council, brother. Do you not understand that?
Okay, so when the orthodoxy of the tome was decreed as valid, that's when they accepted the fact that Leo decreed who should govern the church at Antioch, right?
They just accepted the decision that Leo accepted Maximus into his see in terms of him accepting him into communion. That was my whole argument that I made.
One second. St. Anatolius said that Leo chose who should govern the church was Antioch, which is Maximus. Do you agree with?
Show me that specific. I want you to show me exactly what that quote says instead of paraphrasing that.
Okay, look.
Verbatim.
Because the last time that you paraphrased something, it did not end up anything like what you argued for.
If you say so, man. Look. 1 second. Could you make me big screen?
Of course.
Oh shit, dude, I can't read that at all, man. But go ahead. I trust you.
Let me just upstairs to my PC.
D, can you just DM me the picture on Discord and I can look at it?
Wait, Johnny. Stella, I'm doing something. Wait.
Shook in find the sun. That's what DK was playing for everyone who's wondering.
1 second.
What is that song about?
Yeah.
Hey, Divine, you need to chill. You need to chill, bro. What the fuck?
Wait, what do you say? He requested again.
So what do you guys order from KFC?
Bro. Sandwich. I get a chicken sandwich now.
Wow.
Look, Nate me read screen. Let me show something. Okay, so look, it says this. Look, the
Can you
proceedings.
please send that to me, bro? Oh, actually, hold on. I can just pull that up myself too easy. You're in the Acts, page 304.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it says I therefore
All
decree
right.
that none of the. Yeah, it says since even the most holy bishop Ozone received it into his own communion and pronounced that he should govern the church of Antioch.
He pronounced, so he made a statement that something should happen, right? Right?
Okay.
Where does it say decreed? Where does it say decreed, Jay?
Wait,
I'm confused
what
about
does
that.
pronounce mean? What does pronounce mean?
Pronounced means that he made a statement that he believed to be true, Jay.
Okay, and did they accept that statement when they decreed the tone orthodox?
They accepted the statement after they determined the document was
Bryce,
yes, I can
Bryce,
see.
that's not what a pronouncement is. Whenever it comes to, even when it comes to government, like a pronouncement means
it says
a thing
pronounced
comes.
that he should
Hold on,
govern
but-
the church.
No, but something coming into fruition because of the words of a person. For instance, if the president pronounces something, that doesn't mean if I pronounced it to
Look,
be.
one second. Look, this is what pronouncements mean. A formal or
Yeah.
authoritative announcement or declaration. So
Okay.
are you telling me, wait, Bryce, are you telling me that after they judged the tone to be orthodox, they accepted the fact that Leon made an authoritative announcement or declaration on who should govern the church of Antioch?
In the section, because I do want to read it one more time before I concede some.
I do
What?
think we need to read it one more time then. I don't blame you.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you could read it.
Okay. So it says, since even that the most holy Leo Bishop of Rome received him into communion, and pronounced that
Okay, so are you telling me? Yeah, are you telling
following
me?
this decree, I myself and the entire Holy Council here have approved it. What does that mean?
That they approved what Leo pronounced? Yeah.
Was that necessary?
Was that necessary?
Yes, was it necessary? Leo said.
Well, since it happened before the council actually took place, then so the emperor could put it into canon law. That's what they were doing.
It says, following this decree, I myself and the entire approved it. This is something that was said specifically at the council
Yeah, and then look what
at
he
those
says.
certain minutes. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not something that he just made an argument. Why you keep saying that all these things happened before Chalcedon?
Okay, so when? Oh my God! So when did?
What? So Leo?
Yeah, when did Leo? Was it before the
Oh
council?
yeah, he accepted him into communion the summer before Chalcedon.
Okay, and he pronounced that he should govern the church of Antioch, right?
Yeah, sure.
And you're telling me that the council recognized that reality when they judged the tone, right?
You'll believe, sure.
What do you mean they approved of what Leo believed? Like you're making...
Yeah, so just because that they affirm. So let me put it like this.
a pronouncement.
It says
is-
that at that moment. No, hold on. I'm going to show you. I myself and the entire Holy Council here present have approved it, and therefore request our most by a pious decree that the council that met at Ephesus after the first one is not to be mentioned, and that none of its proceedings are to have force.
Yeah, he's appealing to the emperor for him to put
Yeah,
it in
and he's
canon law.
saying, okay, so it wasn't official prior to that.
How wasn't it also before that? Like what?
Okay, was Ephesus 2 a condemned council prior to Chalcedon?
Yes.
It doesn't say that here.
Do you know who Emperor Saint Marcion is?
What does that have to do with statement 145 of session 4?
Yes,
Or section
because
10.
because Emperor Saint Marcion was actually the one who called the council.
Okay, so when it's referring to the emperor here in statement 145, when it's saying that I request that you, the emperor, make a decree that the council is not to be mentioned in none of its proceedings or to have force because of the fact that they judged the tome of Leo, determined that it is true, and then referenced that Leo had made decisions about who is within his communion at that time as well. That's I don't have an issue with any of that, and none of that is papal supremacy.
Yes. Okay. So you're telling me, what does a pronouncement mean, then? Could you tell me again?
A pronouncement. Well, just because of the fact that it says that he made a pronouncement, I'm not saying that then therefore he made a pronouncement for the universal church, because it's obvious he didn't.
So what church is he making?
His own see, you goober.
So he's making a pronouncement for his own.
Turns around to his entire see and then says Maximus is with us, and then everyone in Rome goes hallelujah.
What do
That's
you
a
mean?
pronouncement.
Bro, he's making the pronouncement about who should govern a church in the East. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's making that pronouncement that should be the way that things are, and then Rome was like, good idea, right?
No.
And then the church was like, yeah, that's a good idea at Chalcedon, right?
Dude, the church was in the fact. Like, what?
They were judging. They judged the tome, Jay.
Dude, I'm talking about the bishop.
None of these decisions, Jay. None of these decisions would have passed in any way, shape, or form if since you said that the tome itself. Because I'll tie this around to the topic, I promise. Since you said yourself that the council, if it would not have actually been utilized as an infallible document at Chalcedon, would this have still held?
Yes, because it happened before the council was Chalcedon.
That's actually not true now. Because the council literally judged that the statement that Leo made is valid off of the tome being true. Right?
Wait, where does it say that? Where does Saint Anatolia say that? Show me.
Are you serious? It literally says right here.
Where does Saint Anatolia say that? Where does he say that?
Dude, there's no way, bro. Bishop Statement 145, Jay.
Okay,
and pronounce that he should govern the Church of Antioch. Following this decree, dude. Okay. Where do you want me to? Do you want me to show you or not?
No, I'm asking you what to show me. I'm asking you to show me where Saint Constantinople said that they accepted the reinstatement of Maximus because they judged the tome to be orthodox. Show me that.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that now. So it says, I therefore declare that none of the proceedings of that so-called council are to have force except those regarding Bishop Maximus at Very Great Antioch, since the most holy bishop of Rome received him into communion and pronounced that he should govern the Church of Antioch. Following this decree, I myself and the entire pious and Christ-loving emperor to enact by pious decree that the council met at Ephesus after the one is not to be mentioned, and that proceedings are to have force. Now that we have read that, that's not my exact statement I want to use. No, I'm providing context. Jay, I promise. Jay, I promise. Oh, here we go. Look, he's already assuming I don't have anything else. He's already assuming I don't have anything else. I'm reading this thing for context, right? He's saying that we should determine that this decision should be the case because of the fact that Ephesus 2 is invalid. Is that correct of what 145 is stating, right?
Say that again, sorry?
145. They accept Leo's decision for everything that he wanted to do regarding Antioch, right? Is that true? Because following the decree of Ephesus 2 being anathema, right?
Yeah.
On why Ephesus 2 is anathema, Jay?
Well, because it was uncanonical.
Because of what? Because of what, Jay? What actually made it? What actually made it a bad council, Jay?
It made it a bad council because of the...
Don't run now, Jay. What is the thing that they used to determine that Ephesus 2 was bad, Jay? What did they do?
No, they annulled it because the Pope rejected it.
Oh my gosh.
They annulled it because the Pope rejected it.
No, they didn't. They literally didn't. Session 2 and Session 4 of Chalcedon itself says that's not the case.
Okay. Oh my God! Look.
They judged. Did they have to judge the tome, Jay?
Let's go to the deposition of the.
Is the criteria? Stop, dude. Stop. I'm still trying to even get this because you still haven't done it. You still haven't even answered it. What did they use at Chalcedon to determine that Ephesus 2 was anathema, Jay?
The uncanonical proceedings and the other lying.
No, you are a lying dog, Jay. No, they did not. They used the Tome of Leo after it was determined as orthodox, Jay.
No, they didn't use that. They were the.
Yes, they did, Jason.
No,
There's no way, bro. No,
that's not true.
No, this is ridiculous.
That's not true.
There's no way. Dude, you're straight up just saying because the Pope said so, bro. Like that, it's a wrap at this point.
You even know why the Council of Ephesus II was annulled anyway by Saint Leo.
It was annulled because he believed that it was uncanonical, which is fine.
Okay.
He believed that it was uncanonical at that time.
Yeah.
Fine. But it also was annulled. Nope, stop. It also was specifically annulled because of the fact that the Tome of Leo specifically had mentioned it, right?
Say that again?
I can't remember. In letter 28, was it mentioned in letter 28?
Yeah, what about it?
Okay, so they were judging the bad part of Ephesus 2 off of the Ephesus 2, right? The Tome of Leo. Was it the Tome of Leo? I think it was the Tome of Leo.
No,
I can't remember. I haven't read Ephesus 2.
Yeah, one second. Like I said, the Acts of Ephesus 2 was annulled because Saint Leo annulled it. Simple as that. We don't need to.
No, it's not, Jay. No, it's not. They rejected it because of the fact that no. The church did not anathema that council until the tome was considered orthodox. Then Ephesus 2 was then completely annullable because of that. Do you understand?
It was okay. Could you? Oh my God! Oh my goodness! No way! 1 second.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Wait 1 second. Let me this screen.
I got you, Kang. Don't worry. Oh, there's my toes.
1 second. Look. 1 second. Look. The legate said, a council.
Yeah.
A council where these lawless crimes were read out cannot be approved, and for this reason, it is clearly pointless to read out the proceedings there. If all the proceedings there have been made null by the most blessed and apostolic bishop of the city of Rome. So it's saying that the council was made null and void because of the bishop of Rome. Nowhere does it mention the tongue. Where does it mention the tongue?
It's not. Jay, are you serious? This is what you're resorting to now? Where you're just saying, where does it actually? The entire point of Chalcedon and determining anything prior to it is because of the tome, Jay. The whole council is regarding judging everything off of the tome. This is such a bad reading into this council.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Everything is based off of the tome, Jay. Everything. The whole council is judged off of the tome.
Make me the screen.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so a council where those lawless crimes were read out cannot be approved. And for this reason, it is clearly pointless to read out the proceedings there. If all the proceedings there have been made null by the most blessed and apostolic bishop of the city of Rome, it is manifest that the most holy bishop of the Church of Antioch is exempt from them, since what's it called? Since the most blessed bishop subsequently receives them into his own communion. It is indeed imperative that we also petition the what's it called? We also petition the most mild and Christian emperor to decree to a sacred law of his own that this council is not to be named. So why is it not? Not to be named?
Because of the lawless crimes at the council.
No, and because what?
Oh, just say it. Say it again. I can't see what you're trying to point me at. I can't see it. I'm just believing you what you're reading. I can't see what you're looking at.
Yeah, if all the proceedings there has been made null and void by the most blessed and apostolic bishop of the city of Rome, it is none. Yeah.
Boom.
And what's
Session 10.
okay? That was a declaration, Jay.
What?
The church accepting what Leo was doing. Do you understand?
What do you mean it was a declaration?
Bro, session 10, when they make these proclamations or these statements, right? So, like, for example, when you reference the statement where it says that that was a declaration of a truth, right?
Okay, so
based off of what based off of what actually had already occurred in the council, right?
Where does it say that? No, they're nearly.
Dude, that's not. No way.
Dude,
there's no way, bro.
1 second. They're nearly.
None of these judgments.
Dude, they're nearly.
It's based off of the truth of the tome, bro. Everything is off of the tome. I'm trying to show you that, and you're not seeing.
1 second. 1 second. Fact that Pope Saint Leo annulled the Acts of Ephesus 2 before the council of Chalcedon took place.
They're approving what he wanted, Jay, because of the judgments at the council.
Oh my God, bro! The pronouncement. So a pronouncement means an authoritative declaration. So that declaration that he already made before the council of Chalcedon was already authoritative within itself. 1 second, I'm not done.
My bad.
Yeah, they're nearly recognizing the fact that, and they want it to be put into imperial law, because that's what the emperor needed to do. So what are the council? What Saint Leo had already done, but does this mean?
Wait a minute.
That because that does this mean because they're recognizing it? Does that mean that it was dependent upon their approval? No, because Saint Anatolius, a pronouncement means an authoritative declaration. So he's saying that the declaration that the Ephesus 2 has already been made, already occurred, and it was authoritative within itself. So this is papal jurisdiction, and this is then recognizing the fact. This is then recognizing Pope, the Supreme Pontiff of the entire church, has the power to make null and void a council by his own.
All right, are you done, Chef Logic? Holy shit, man! Are you done, Chef? All right, are you ready now? All right, cool. So regarding the way that you're interpreting this, first off, you have to make the statement that everything else that occurred prior to this specific session in Chalcedon is irrelevant to the statement that is made specifically in this statement. What is it, 144, right? Your interpretation relies on everything being entirely an individual statement, and none of them actually logically following from the things that actually occur. So that's why I'm saying that the way that you are interpreting the council is absolutely ridiculous, because you're reading a pronouncement that is made at a specific point in time in Chalcedon without even taking at all into the account the reasoning behind why the fathers would be affirming or approving said action. They were doing it because of the fact that the tome of Leo was affirmed and approved, which did as orthodox. So then if they accept what Leo decided to do regarding the See of Rome, seeing the Church of Antioch in the way that Leo saw it, that does not mean that then therefore Leo had universal jurisdiction of the church, Jay.
Okay, does a pronouncement mean an authoritative declaration?
Oh my gosh, dude, I'm not going in a circle with you again about what it means by pronouncement in a chronological order. I just explained it. I'm not going through it again with you.
A pronouncement means recognizing an authoritative declaration that
oh my gosh.
you already made, right?
Dude, listen to what I'm saying. I already told you what I meant when I made the argument about what it means in a pronouncement logically in a council. If it's given chronologically, it's saying that this pronouncement prior to the council. So
Okay,
So then when hold on.
Okay.
Dude, let me do a chef logic thing too. All right? I'm not going to get any booms from Chris, but maybe I'll get something out of it.
No boom for you.
No big booms for the EO. It's fine. I'm saying that the reasoning behind why that they have is assuming for himself, which I already said, I don't have an issue with thinking that Leo accepted him into his communion prior to the council. I conceded that earlier. What I'm saying is that the church affirming these pronouncements as being a thing for everyone to be cool with does not determine that the papacy has immediate universal jurisdiction over the church. Because guess what? The entire church still had to affirm, approve, and even judge the orthodoxy of Leo prior to them even being okay with Leo's decision. Papal jurisdiction. Otherwise, the council would be completely useless. The council would have made absolutely no sense. If all of those decisions, Chalcedon affirming it literally does not make any sense.
Okay.
Do you understand the argument? Announcement again.
I don't know what to say anymore. Like,
Okay. I mean, we could do this another day if you want. I don't care. We can go read Max some more if you'd like.
You've accepted the fact that Leo has the right to a note of help, the right to God.
No, that's not. Nope, that's not. None of the stuff I just said. Again, none of you're still not tracking my argument. It's insane.
You've already conceded the fact that
It's
the church,
actually insane that you still are not tracking my argument, Jay.
One second. You already recognize the fact that Leo could choose who should govern the church. You already recognize.
No, I didn't. I already told you earlier I didn't concede that. Now you're lying.
Yes,
you know that I didn't concede that Leo. Come on, dude.
No. Wait.
I never actually said that.
Wait, 1 second.
I never said that he had that.
And I'll send both of you guys the live after this, okay?
I would love to.
Wait, 1 second. You said that they accepted the fact that Leo could choose who should govern the church.
No, that's not what I said. No, it's not.
1 second.
No, dude. What do you mean 1 second? You're lying. Why would I allow you to just lie?
I'm not lying. You said it. You said
no. I did not say that Leo has the authority.
No, you said he has the authority because they determined that the tone was orthodox.
No, I'm saying that, dude, this is insane how you are not tracking the whole argument I've been having with you for 2 hours. Argument that I'm making, I'm going to say this one more time. And if you still don't get it, and you act like a sophist again, I'm done with this.
Oh my God.
My argument that I am attempting to make.
No way you're the one calling me a sophist.
Yeah, here we go. No, stop, dude. You're conceding that Leo has authority, Jay. You know I'm not conceding that. You're saying that I'm conceding that. That's sophistry.
There's no. Dude,
okay, you're just gonna keep talking. Go ahead. No, I got you. Go ahead.
No, this is why Basarian got sick and tired of the bullshit that Marcos Exorcist was doing.
Just do it. Yeah, just go ahead and blaspheme the saints that you used to venerate, Jay. I don't care about your stupid rhetoric.
Tired of the fucking Greeks, man. This is the bullshit that you have to
just keep blaspheming our saints, Jay. Just keep doing it.
This is the bullshit you guys have to do when you're presented with the evidence.
Look what he's collapsing into. Now he's just blaspheming orthodoxy just to do it. I'll let you condemn yourself. Go ahead.
This is literally what Basarian said. He literally said they had no arguments. All they could say, "What's wrong to me? And look what you're doing. You're a good representation of the filthy Greeks. They're sophists. They can't answer shit."
Alright, are you done? Can I make my final argument one more time?
Go ahead, Bryce.
Like I said, I was going to do.
I give you.
Right.
I
and
allow
if you don't,
you.
and here's the. Thank you. I have immediate. Celestine to Cyril. Anyway, I'm going to make this one more time. Okay, and if you still don't get it, and you be a sophist one more time, I'm done, because I've been trying to talk this with you for 2 hours, and you somehow think that I'm saying that Pope Leo is supreme. I don't know how you're possibly getting that from me. The final thing is this. No, stop,
Actually,
bro.
go ahead.
Stop.
Go ahead.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with. I'm done
go
with this
ahead.
shit,
Go
bro.
ahead.
Just let me finish
Go
this.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just because of the fact that Leo made the decision himself within the jurisdiction of his own see to say, I accept Antioch into communion with Rome. And then the people judged the tome, accepted the tome, and then also conceded to what Leo decided to do, as in accepting communion with Rome, with Antioch, meaning that the rest of the church then said, we also accept communion with Antioch because of the fact the tome. And guess what? We've determined that the tome is true. So then it makes sense to accept what Rome did. That is not universal supreme jurisdiction. That is literally just Rome making a decision locally, and then the synod being okay with that decision universally after the document was verified as orthodox. For this, if you have, you can say whatever you want now, like just as a final thing, but I'm done with this conversation. That if you don't get this again, and you somehow make the argument that I'm admitting that Leo has jurisdiction, you're an actual asshat.
Hey, watch your
Okay.
language.
Okay. So, Bryce J, I just have a question. Could you define what universal jurisdiction?
Having the ability to basically immediately choose decisions for the church in any jurisdiction.
Okay, and when they, like you said, your chronological BS. When
Whatever.
Yeah, one second.
And I cannot believe that. I can't believe that you think that's BS. That chronological counseling is BS. That's insane to admit.
It's correct. Okay, your chronological thing is correct. My apologies. But after the chronological saying that they accepted the statement of Saint Anatolius that Pope Saint Leo decided who should govern the universal church at Antioch. Do you agree?
Saying that person should affirm, or sorry, that person should govern the Church of Antioch. I'm not saying that they're saying that Leo has the authority to do that. My argument, and now I can tell you still don't get it. My argument is that the church then affirms Leo's opinion as in how it should be. That is not the same thing as Leo having the authority to do it. That's simply just the church going, yes, we agree. Antioch should be, Maximus should be governing Antioch. That's not them saying, yes, Leo made the right decision to do this because he can do that. That's not what they're doing. They're literally just saying, yes, Maximus should be under Antioch. Sure, fine. That's, again, like, are you just going to keep repeating this over and over?
Dude, you literally skipped over the part where Saint Anatolius
Oh my
said,
gosh.
Dude, okay, so what does Saint Anatolius mean when he says
That he agrees with the opinion of Leo when he said that Antioch should be with Maximus. Anatolius is just saying, Rome's correct there.
No, he didn't say he agrees with the opinion. He said he agrees with the pronouncement. Now, what does pronouncement
Because the
mean?
pronouncement was made locally to Rome, so when he says, I agree that Rome was in the right to say that Antioch is in communion, that Antioch should be in communion under Maximus.
Dude,
That's just them accepting it.
I don't.
Yeah, dude, you're literally just you're reading the entire council into your own freaking view, and you don't even think that councils are freaking chronologically read, bro. It's brain rot to think that. I'm not making shit up. Of how that went.
Saint Anatolius literally says that he assents to the pronouncement. What does pronouncement mean?
Yeah, he made a pronouncement to his own see that Maximus should judge Antioch. Who cares?
No, it wasn't to his own see.
Yes, it was.
What?
Again, you think, dude, you have this fantasy in your head where you think that for some reason that when he made this pronouncement, that somehow the entire church was like, Leo said it, bro. That's nowhere. That's literally nowhere.
Wait, that's what Saint Anatolius says.
Anatolius is just affirming the opinion that Leo had. It's not him literally saying that.
It's not an opinion. It's a
Just because of the fact that he pronounced something as valid in his see, that does not mean you still haven't shown that to be the case. You still haven't shown that to be the case universally just because of the fact that he made a pronouncement for something to be jurisdictionally true in his see. You still haven't shown that.
How is it not going to be universal if it's literally determining?
Because you're presupposing the papacy, Jay, just like you've been doing this entire time.
1 second. How is it not going to be universal if it's determining who should govern the Church of Antioch? Is that not a universal decision?
Say that one more time. Sorry, I was reading something that Pedro sent me. Hold on.
Okay. How if he's literally making a pronouncement about who should govern the church in the East?
Okay, I promise. Actually, say that one more time. It's my last time I'll say that. I promise. I was actually so ready.
I know. Yeah. Okay. So, how is it not a universal pronouncement if the pronouncement literally has to do with who should govern Eastern Sea?
Again, if somebody makes the pronouncement that somebody should do something, if they make that statement as the case and it's not seen as true until the council agrees, then that is not literally immediate universal jurisdiction, Jake, for the last time.
Okay. So
if the church has to agree, then it's not immediate.
God, this is so brainwashed.
Or universal.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Here,
dude.
I want to go ahead and actually read something.
Okay,
I want to actually read something real quick.
What'd you
I thought we were doing
this is something,
bro.
I thought we were too, but again, I would love to do closing statements if that's what you're trying to say. I really don't want to have to continue this.
What'd you want to read?
It's something specific on page 304 to 305.
Okay, what is it?
I want to read. Let's read some of the opinions of what people said about Maximus and how they talk about Leo in this situation. Okay.
Okay.
It says, Juvenal, the most devout bishop of Jerusalem, said, "What is pleasing to our most pious emperor on this matter, let this God-beloved authority decree." Thalasius, the most devout bishop of Caesarea and Cappadocia, said, "I too am of the same opinion as..." And then Eusebius said, "My opinion and my verdict on this matter are in harmony with those of the most sacred bishop Juvenal." And then Stephen then said, "I too judge that what was done contrary to the canons of the metropolis of Ephesus should be overturned, apart from the proceedings or relating to Domnus, bishop of Antioch, since the canonical election of the most God-beloved Bishop Maximus in his place in the metropolis of Antioch has been accepted by the most sacred Archbishop Leo and by the present holy and..." Why are you laughing at this? How is this funny to you? This is against you.
This is so bad.
How are you laughing at this?
Bad, man. This is so bad. This is so bad.
The next one, Peter, the devout bishop of Corinth, then says, "I did not strip him of priesthood, since I did not take part in the council at Ephesus, and I follow the declaration of the representatives of the apostolic see and of the holy Diogenes."
And what was their declaration? What was their declaration?
Their declaration was that they judged that Maximus should actually hold the place of Antioch.
No. The legate's declaration.
That's literally what they said verbatim, Jay.
You just read to me.
Oh
they said,
my God.
Wait, 1 second.
There's no freaking way that you're going to interpret that different from what I just said.
Wait 1 second. You just read to me where it says that I follow the declaration of the legates, and the legates clearly say that it was Saint who annulled the acts of Ephesus.
Does it say that they judged? Does it say that they judged, Jay?
Oh my God, bro. Wait, could you read that one more time?
What, Stephen specifically? Or Eusebius?
Read what you just read again.
Eusebius says, "My opinion and my verdict on this matter are in harmony with those of the sacred bishop Juvenal." Then Stephen said, "I too judge what was done contrary should be overturned, apart from the proceedings relating to Domnus, bishop of Antioch, since the canonical election of the God-beloved Bishop Maximus in his place in the metropolis of Antioch has been accepted by the present ecumenical council."
Okay, and read the next one.
How is that supporting your position?
Read the next one.
But you laughed before that.
Wait,
But I'll read it again.
I read when
You
read the
laughed.
next
You
one.
laughed right when I read that. No, you didn't.
Read the next
Dude,
one.
Bro, why are we arguing?
Now I know that
who's
you're not listening.
laughing when,
Wait,
bro?
read the
This
next
is
one.
horrible.
Because he tried to rhetoric farm by laughing for no reason.
No, read the next one. Read the next
Peter
one.
of Corinth then said, I did not strip him of priesthood since I did not take part in the council at Ephesus, and I the apostolic see and of the holy Archbishop Anatolius.
Okay, and what was the declaration of the legates of the apostolic see? Was it that? Wait, one second. What was the declaration of the legates of the apostolic see? Was it that Saint Leo? Wait, one second. Was it that Saint Leo by his own authority? Wait, was it that Saint Leo by his own authority decreed that?
It's not saying that. It's not his authority.
So
it didn't say that anywhere.
Even though, wait, oh my God!
Literally, dude, read this. Read the thing with 149 with Stefan. Listen, I too judge that what was done contrary to the canons in the metropolis of Ephesus should be overturned, apart from the proceedings relating to Domnus, Bishop of Antioch, since the canonical election of the place in the metropolis of Antioch has been accepted by the most sacred Bishop Leo and by the so they're taking what
read the next one.
Bro, I did not strip him of priesthood since I did not take part at the Council of Ephesus, and I followed the declaration of the representatives of the Apostolic See and of the Holy Archbishop.
What's the guy's name?
Was that also a declaration of Anatolius with their logic?
Wait, what was the guy's name that you just said?
Of the Apostolic See?
No, the guy who's saying it. The guy who says I
Peter of Corinth.
Okay, if he's following the decision of the Apostolic See, was the decisions of the legates of the Apostolic See that Saint Leo by his own authority declared that Acts of Ephesus 2 null and void?
It wasn't literally none of the authority was prior to the actual council. You're not understanding anything that I'm saying still to this day. How am I coping? I'm saying that if they agree with the decision that see made in their see, how does that? This literally matches to the whole argument I've made this whole time. All right, are we gonna still talk or what? Because I made it a specific argument.
Let's give Jay 5 big.
Here's what I'll do. Boom. Here's what I'll do.
Boom.
No. Here's what we'll do. No, Jay, because you're just laughing, saying there's no way. Listen for a second.
Wait, Bryce J.
Okay, whatever. Go. Just do it again, bro. Whatever. Fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
like,
Bryce J.
are we gonna?
Yeah. So
What?
Bryce J.
What, Jay?
So when Peter followed the declarations of the Apostolic See, the legates, was the declaration of the Apostolic See's legates that Saint Leo by his own authority decreed Ephesus 2 null and void?
Oh my gosh. It wouldn't be considered off of just his authority because he's judging the declaration of the Apostolic See.
Bro. Boom, 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 boom.
But so that I'm fucking done with that shit, bro.
The past hour, bro. The past hour, bro. What are we doing?
No. Hold on. So I need to explain that. Caked Bryce. So
It's over. Like it's been over, bro. Since like 10 minutes ago. Bro needs more time. How about the time chamber, bro?
hold on. Bring Bryce back up.
Oh,
Just now started reading about the papacy, bro.
But I invited Bryce.
What?
Boom, 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 boom.
Can you do one more thing for me? Can you do one more thing for me, Jay, before I go do my own thing? I want you to steel man my.
Yeah, say it in the comments. Say it in the comments. Say it in the comments, what? Say it down there, what? Say it down there, what?
Jay. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's done. That's done. If I were in here, this thing would have been ended in like 10 minutes. Like no flag on Jason.
Okay, you're glazing yourself.
Jason put up a good fight. But if it was me, bro brought up so many dumbass claims. Holy shit.
Yo, this was a terrible way to represent
Wait,
yourself.
Sona, Peter of Corinth, following the decorations of the Apostolic See, doesn't mean they're following the decorations